So work experience is a really important part of the application process. You can use it to show all the experiences that you've had and what you've learned from them as well. And if you have any legal work experience, you could use that to show that you've had a long-held interest in law and you're not just suddenly applying to a career in law just, on a whim. So in this video, I'm going to go over a system that you can use to fill out the work experience section on a law firm's application form in a structured way. Personally, I don't think that the application form stage is the time to be really creative or innovative with the way you're writing, and that's just my opinion. The way I see it, you want to get some information across in a way that's clear, succinct, and compelling. So to put that more simply, what you're trying to do is to show off your qualities in a way that's easy to read. And believe me, grad recruitment teams are going through thousands of these applications. So if there's anything you can do to make their lives easier, for example, structure your answers in a logical way, it's definitely going to work to your advantage. So this is what I call the OWL system. And the reason I've named it that is because I thought it was funny and it's easy to remember. But more importantly, it separates out the 3 points that you'll want to include in your work experience section. Also, it's meant that I've had to try and draw an owl for this video because I thought that would be funny as well. But it was a real challenge for me, so you can leave your reviews of my owl drawing in the comments below. So typically when you're filling in the work experience section for a law firm application, they'll ask you the employer, the dates you were there, and the location. And after that, they'll give you a box where you can fill in more detail. And in that box is where you can start using this system. So the OWL system stands for Overview, Work Done, and Learning Points. And these are the 3 sections that you're going to want to include in this work experience description detail bit. So the overview section is just a sentence that will just tell the reader what you were doing in that firm, what your role was. So it would typically start with here or at this firm. So you could say something like, at this firm, I held the position of paralegal. So then you have the work done section. And this is where you can get into the specifics of what you are actually doing there. So you can start the sentence here with, I was responsible for X, or I was tasked with doing whatever you were tasked with doing. So finally, you've got the learning points. And this is a bit where you can show off what you've learned and talk about the skills and really sell what you can do. So in this section, you can start the sentence with, from this experience, I learned whatever you learned, or in this role, I developed whatever skills you developed. So hopefully you can see how the OWL system is forcing you to show what you did and show what you learned in a structured way through each of these different experiences. So now I'm just going to run through a quick demonstration so you can see how it will actually work. I'm going to be talking about a job I held as a paralegal at a media law firm in London. So first of all, you have the outline section. And for this, it's the shortest bit. What I've written is, here I worked as an intern in the firm's music department. Then you've got the work done. So I'm going more into the specifics of what I actually did. So I've written, during my time here, I was tasked with writing contract summaries for specific clients of the firm. Finally, you have the learning point section, which is where I can talk about what I learned and the skills I learned from it. And here I've written, this experience allowed me to develop my ability in legal drafting and comprehending contract language. So I've done a fairly short demonstration here just to show you how it works. And you're going to have different word limits that you're allowed to play with in each of your applications. So it is a bit up to your judgment to see how much you can include into each section. Also, you could choose to put everything you did in that work done paragraph and have a big W paragraph, and then put all the things you've learned in that learning points paragraph and have a big L paragraph. So it's O, big W, big L. Or alternatively, you could choose to have your O paragraph, say the work that you did, and then say what you learned from it. So kind of do groups of those depending on, the tasks you go through. So it would be O, and then like a pair of WL, WL, WL. I hope this is all making sense. I know there's a lot of letters being thrown around, but I think it makes sense. One other thing I wanted to go over quickly is the fact that it's not just legal work experience that you should be including, and this OWL system works for non-law stuff as well. So if you've had a work experience in a cafe or in a restaurant or, working in retail, whatever it might be, there's definitely still some transferable skills that you've picked up that you can apply to your legal job and include in your work experience for your law application. So for example, I did some graphic design work during university that was completely unrelated to law. But when it came to writing my applications, I still stuck it in there because I thought that it did demonstrate some transferable skills that I've got that would be relevant to a career in law. So I'll run through the OWL system again for this non-law graphic design work that I did while I was at uni. So for the outline, I've written, here, I worked for a promotions company as a graphic designer. Under the work done section, I wrote that I was tasked with creating promotional graphics for clients' events on and off the university site. I often had to liaise with clients and our company's internal team to identify the specification of the work. And finally, in the learning points, I've written, from this, I developed my ability to be clear and concise in my communication. As well as this, the experience improved my time management and organizational skills as I dealt with multiple projects at the same time. So you can clearly see how communication, time management, all these sorts of things are relevant for a career in law, even though I demonstrated them in this graphic design role. So hopefully you can see that following this fairly rigid structure, you're still able to get the information that you want to get across in an easy to read way. So you can see each paragraph has its own little job, showing your role, what you did and what you learned really clearly. As I said before, I don't think that the application form is the time to get really creative or innovative with the way you want to write. For sure, you still want to get your identity across and sell yourself in a way that sets you apart. But I think writing in a way that's structured and makes it easy to read from the recruiter's perspective is the best thing you could really do. As always, if you enjoyed this video or didn't enjoy it, just drop a like or a dislike just to let me know. And if you enjoyed it, do consider subscribing. Also, comment below to let me know what else you want me to cover in later videos or what you thought about this video as well. And I promise to reply to every single comment because I don't get that many, so it's a promise I can definitely keep. I've got an Instagram page as well. If you want to follow me, just search for Aydin Survival, all one word. Anyway, I hope you like this video and I'll catch you next time.